Hello and welcome to Radio Spark, the voice of Jaipuria. You talk, the world listens. And today we are here to introduce in Rendezvous a guest of honor, Mr. Uttiyo Raychaudhuri, a PhD in is the Vice-provost for Internationalization at the University of Denver and a faculty in the Department of Geography and Environment. And I must first mention that he's also an alumni of SAJS Kanpur. He served before this at the Cornell University as the first executive director in the Office of Global Learning. Prior to that, he worked at Clemson University and the University of Georgia. As Dr. Raychaudhuri was also elected to the Forum of Education Abroad Council in 2016 and served for 2 terms of 3 years on the council. Dr. Raychaudhuri's leadership has been recognized twice in 2012 and 2014 with the Institute of International Education at Andrew Hensel Award for Best Practices in Innovation in International Education. He has successfully advocated for high-impact evidence-based academic and global engagement as a key foundation of the university's strategic plan. Okay, well, so how has the journey been from Kanpur to Cornell to Denver? How has it been over the years?
It's been an amazing journey. And the journey has been an incredible journey of learning and of discovery. And at the University of Denver, we pride ourselves for creating students who are globally engaged, who travel all around the world. And I've been to every continent. I would take students down to the ice in Antarctica, to, through Micronesia, to Fiji, to Australia, to New Zealand, England, even brought students here to India to teach them, and then taught in the classroom. And my own, training and my degree is in architecture. So as an architect, I feel that through places, it's happened for me, and I think it happens for everyone, that in the discovery of place, we find the discovery of our own selves, and it expands us. It makes us more humble. It gives us a better understanding of the world. And I think through it, we can, in many ways, create a much more just, peaceful, and equitable, progressive society, because we can then treat each other with pride, with respect, and as humans.
True, very true. And as you just mentioned that you took a trip down even to Antarctica. So how has that program been? I'm sure it's something very different when you're going actually to Antarctica.
It is. It's mind-blowing. You never know that white could be so beautiful. So it's a course I teach often every other year or so, which looks at Antarctica as a fragile continent. So all my work is in sustainable development, and we work about the SDGs and all of that. And Antarctica is your windiest, driest, coldest, a continent of extremes.
Extremes.
A continent that doesn't belong to anyone, and yet there is so much territorial aspects there. A continent where we are studying terraforming as we want to go to Mars. It's a continent where we see exotic species come in, and also other species that are getting protected. It's a continent where we're seeing what happened to the whales, but also trying to do conservation of that.
Conservation even of the phytoplanktons. That is also a very important aspect from Antarctica.
Yeah. And for an Indian, you know why Antarctica is important? Because we were part of Antarctica.
Absolutely true,
because
from the Gondwana land.
Yes, the Indian continent floated up and then came and crashed into the Asian shield, which is why the Himalayas are
the
rising,
block mountains
and
rising.
they're the youngest mountains rising. So I think there's a lot of history.
A lot of history too.
Not to mention that it's amazing. Crossing the Southern Ocean is a challenge in itself.
Right.
Very, very rough at times. But once you get there, it is beautiful and peaceful and the millions of penguins are waiting there for you.
True. Actually, I would just like to ask that what are the major changes that you would foresee in the Indian educational scenario?
So we are very excited about the NEP having come out, and I think it is looking at Indian education system in the next steps of where to go. Although at the same time we're waiting to see, because I think there's been some anticipation of things to happen, and we are still in a wait and watch kind of category.
Right.
But education systems and the entire pedagogy of learning has definitely evolved, has been evolving, but got really precipitated. And COVID acted as a catalyst to this.
True, very
and we all had to pivot really fast to do it. I would think that this is a great opportunity, and in crisis lies opportunity. And that we take this chance to really see where and what we can do in how we understand, process, assimilate, transmit, dissipate, and then, really, encapsulate all the knowledge.
All the knowledge together.
Right? And then how do we create it? Where is the innovation in that? And there cannot be only one way to do it. And that we have to be open to these possibilities. There are schools of education, from constructivism to all kinds of pedagogical tools are out there that are talking philosophically about it, about teaching models, learning models, about every learner being different, right? And us being a society that is able to bring all these people in, to make learning accessible, to diversify that, and really make it, fun, and, take us forward.
True. What sort of peer learning tips would you like to give these young ones?
Great question, and we were talking a little bit about it earlier this morning. I think peer learning, amongst many other learning, like the role of parents, the role of teachers, similarly the role of peers and learning amongst that is very, very critical and very important, because amongst each other there is a sense of trust. And there's a sense of aspiration also.
Right.
And that learning environment there, you could do many, many things by influencing that, because we as humans are social animals. We stay together, we collaborate. When you go out into the industry or wherever you go, you would not be a loner, right? You'd be working with people. You'd be working amongst them in teams, in all of that. And, understanding all of this. So if we can introduce those kind of things early on, we understand better, how to function amongst each others, but also learn from each other. Like maybe one person understood a problem in the class and the other didn't.
Did not.
This person can educate that. At the same time, sometimes it can go the other way, like, one jump the fence and then all of them want to jump the fence too. So, not that I encourage they do that, but,
I think we follow the Pied Piper as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, I think bringing us together is incredible. It's, it is like the fist, right? It is more powerful than the individual fingers in there, and we can leverage that, and we can create it absolutely in a way that is cohesive, collaborative, and progressive.
And this is, I think, what we actually require in the current scenario, to be collaborative, to be cohesive, and then only we can not only work here, but we can work across the world. And that is where it is going to help. Well, so while academics and intellectual growth is important, and so are extracurricular activities, what would your suggestions be for the students to be taking up?
Everything is curricular, and at the same time, you have co-curricular and all the extracurricular stuff. It is really important to have a holistic learning environment. And that learning environment goes just beyond intellectual pursuit in the classroom. And that could be anything. I mean, we are looking for people who have different skill sets. There's nothing which says that a great mathematician is not a great music player. In fact, there's a lot of linkage between the two. But it's true for all kinds of things. We want, there used to be this terminology called, jack of all trades and master of none. It's actually an incomplete quote. There's a lot more to it. And when you delve into it, you actually want to be the jack of many, many trades and then become master of many too, right? Higher education environments provide that, but even K-12 environments can and should provide that and nurture that talent because, again, we want people coming out, not only who can solve the quadratic equation, but they can solve problems across the world. So actually problem solving across disciplines is really important. Tomorrow when you are the CEO, right, you may be a physicist and running a science company. But the person walking in the door may be asking you a human resource problem, right?
True.
So you need to understand people. You may, you'll have kids. You want to go throw a ball with them or do things. So why not? I mean, I think we have a responsibility to provide our students all kinds of opportunities and an environment where they can pick and choose and enjoy. It will make learning fun. It will make their educational experience memorable. And, they will take pride in that. We as Jaipuria are Jaipuria, the university, the school, our nation, all of that is comprised of us. We need to internalize that, we need to take pride in it, and we need to shape it.
That's so very nice. So, coming to the end, I would specifically like what message would you like to give to all the young Jaipurians out there, as a Jaipurian yourself?
Well, the first thing I would say, it is an immense place of pride in my heart. I am who I am because of the education I received here, of the friendships I nurtured here, of the teachers who really held my hand and brought me along. So it has been a wonderful journey. It begins with the word Jai, and we have to really find that victory. We can all be victorious. We have to include everyone and really go that distance. I mean, we call ourselves the mighty, mighty Jaipurians. Our might should come with a sense of humility. Our might should come in changing the world to be a better place. Our might should come in taking pride in who we are as individuals. But, and be the best at that. Don't stop. Don't stop with the possibilities. Don't stop by telling yourself that, can I do this? Can I not? You can give it a try. Go for it. But be inclusive, think differently, and keep pursuing your dreams. And that's what the school is offering you. That's what has shaped all of us. So, yeah, it has been amazing. Thank you very much.
Thanks
for
so
taking the
much.
time.
Thank you, Dr. Raychaudhuri. And it has really been a pleasure to have you here with us on the radio station today. And I'm sure all the students would have and will even take inspiration from you and would like to pursue in your footsteps. It was really lovely talking to you, sir. And we hope we keep having such further sessions with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
Be well.
And truly, we'll try to be the mighty, mighty Jaipurians. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar.